We're live.
All right, we're live.
Hey, we made
Hey
it.
there.
Hey there.
We want to welcome Adriana and Rochelle to our second testimonial.
We're not showing up.
Debt-Free Guys Live. What's going on?
Hey, that's us.
It's the Adriana and Rochelle show.
Yeah.
Why can't you see us?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I can see our name now.
Okay, can you jump over to Facebook and make sure that we're in there?
Well, I can see it's here. We started out there.
Okay, so I guess we're good.
Okay. We'll just go with it. Trust that it works. So we invited Adriana and Rochelle to join us on this Facebook Live because they were two other students who went through our credit card payoff course beta test.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
They were one of our favorite students of the whole class. Two of our favorite students of the whole class, and we wanted to bring them on to talk about their experience, to answer and debate any concerns or questions that you might have if you are considering taking the credit card payoff course. So welcome, Adriana and Rochelle.
Thank you. We're happy to be here and happy to support our community.
Thank you so much. Us too. Would you mind giving us just a little bit of background of who you two are and what you're all about? You're living in San Francisco, obviously.
Yes, finally we're back together. That's another story though. So
yeah, I think when we were going through the course with Adriana and Rochelle, they were living on separate coasts. So we're happy, and they're very happy to be back together again.
Yes, very, very happy.
Yes. So we're happy to be here. Born and raised in California. Me, the Bay Area, her, the foothills and towards the mountains of Sacramento, or above Sacramento. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for us. I mean, I work here in San Francisco. She's back now, so just
and happily unemployed.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, so just trying to, we're back together, like we said, and just putting life together with this new program that we did, and having a good time with it. So yeah,
nice, awesome. So you can confirm to everybody out there in Facebook land that you are in fact real people.
Yes, we are real people. We live in San Francisco.
You're as real as it gets. Cool. So why did you guys decide to take the credit card payoff course, especially considering when you initially started, it was still in beta mode?
Sure. You want to go?
Yeah. Okay. I think first and foremost, shocker, we were in debt.
Not alone there, not alone.
Not that kind of shocker.
Yes. Definitely we've been, for trying to come up with something for a while, and we tried a few things. And I think that when we saw this, we thought it was a really great opportunity to jump in and actually have a class surrounding it. We both love to learn. We're students by, heart. So we just, we thought it would be really helpful, and very surprised at how, it actually did come out. So we were really happy with it.
Yeah. And as far as, and we had already been attacking our credit cards and kind of doing like a whole life revamp last year, hence the reason we were living bi-coastally. And then I think this really, the Debt-Free Guys really put a great framework for us to follow. And that was really helpful, because before we were sort of like, we would just throw a bunch of money whenever we had extra, or, any number of programs you could think of, we've tried. So it's definitely nice to have the framework now that we can have for the long haul.
Cool.
Absolutely. What's interesting that you say that is because a lot of people have said, well, that information out there is free. It's on the internet. It's everywhere. You can find information. But like you said, sometimes we need a framework. Sometimes we need a step-by-step process. Sometimes we need a guide, because it's easy to climb Mount Everest if you've already done it. But if you've never done it, right, you're going to probably want to take a guide with you. So for some people, getting over their debt is like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah. And I think the accountability of it too, with we were signing up for this program. We were serious about it. So when we would have the weekly meetings, it was a priority to us to jump on, to do the homework and to be ready for it. And so I know it created a really great kind of format for both of us to talk to each other and to, move forward in a positive direction, whereas before it might have been a little bit uncomfortable. We just said, oh, we'll just push it till later. But having it go week to week really helped to keep us on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, and not only that, I really agree with you in the accountability and to have the space for communication. You know, I think that was really important, and to, and also the program itself, to kind of hear from other people that were in the program was really interesting, and to hear as it pertains to the queer community and how, you know, some of our issues aren't, you know, they could be issues for all communities out there, but it was really sort of highlighted and magnified, you know, because we wanted to please each other. We wanted to, you know, we would go out and, you know, do these things that it seems like from what you have said are sort of issues within the community as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, I maybe you could just touch a little bit on this idea that it helped you to talk a little bit more, because I think that was one of the things that we really were surprised and learned and were happy about, that was one of the results from going through the course together.
Sure. As a couple, I mean, we've been together for almost 11 years now and married for 5. So we, you sort of get into a rut of just wanting to make each other happy and wanting to, I mean, from my perspective, I just always wanted, I thought I was talking, and then I realized it was all in my head. So never, you know, I was like having this internal monologue, and, you know, and really that's what it was. It was a monologue. I never really ever, we never really communicated, you know, unless it was, yes, we should do this. This is something that's important. And so I think that having that platform to communicate was so important, and just giving talking points where we may not have even considered a lot. I mean, there were a lot of sort of eye-opening experiences where we're like, whoa, that's really interesting. And that's, wow, that's kind of mind-blowing, but we wouldn't have ever had it if we wouldn't have gone through the program. So.
Yeah. And I think too, the fact that the foundation was set and each week had something that we were talking about, it wasn't on either of us to bring it up, so nobody was the bad guy.
Yeah, that's true.
We were the good guy. I don't know.
We've said that plenty of times before on our podcast and on Facebook Lives. Blame it on the debt-free guys. That's completely okay to blame it on us.
So that's a great segue. What would you say was the biggest eye-opener for the both of you in taking the course?
We talked about this separately. You can go ahead with yours.
Yeah, as far as the biggest eye-opener, I feel like number one was how much interest you do end up paying over the period of time, and how shifting some of the debt and where the debt is. I don't know how much you want to me to go into the program, but I'll save that for the. But the Debt Lasso Method really helped us out. Since I've been back, I've been able to, and just kind of reducing all the different costs that we had, and the budget itself is just sort of the best tool. And realizing that some of the tools may or may not pertain to you, you know, to us as a couple, and so we used some of them a la carte, and so it was, but it was helpful to have each of them to go through each of the practices. But I think the interest and how much that accumulates over time, and just really how much money you end up spending every single week. The secondary thing was that we're kind of a funny couple, and realized that in that we like to have a large amount of cash in our bank account and savings account, but then we'll just end up using credit cards. But it's like, I don't want to touch this money.
That was totally me.
I was going to say the eye-opener was how each of us approaches spending money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be very different between two people. It's kind of weird.
Right. Well, and it's almost, you know, as a couple, you're almost guaranteed to not be exactly the same, right? We all have our own money stories, whether it's ones that have been passed down to us from our families or ones that we've picked up on along the way, and we haven't been with the person we're with the whole time, so we've got something different.
So how will or has the credit card payoff course helped you in general? How would you describe that?
Sure. And I think as far as how it's like, we talked about framework a little bit, but I think the biggest thing is this is just the beginning. So this is just our, my cat is being crazy right now.
Ours is too.
I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, good. So it provides the framework, but more than that, and the communication, but also it's the roadmap to something that we can have forever. Like once you have it, it's in your life forever. You can use the tools, you can tweak the tools, and you know, like right now, I'm out of not working, but once things start happening for me again, it'll be that much bigger of a platform for us to really start, really fully become debt free forever. Forever.
Yay. Yeah, to back on that, just the mindset, you know, kind of change in the shift there. You know, the budget tool is really helpful, and I think that's something that we know about ourselves that we never really utilized before, and so that's going to be really helpful moving forward, so that we, you know, make sure that we can understand where our money's going and kind of eventually make it work for us the way we want it to.
That's
And
awesome.
some habits too, because you don't realize how much of it is mindset and habits, and we definitely have some tried and true habits that have put us in the place we're in now.
Yeah, exactly.
Us too. We did the same thing.
You're on the path of progress now.
Yes.
So what were or are the benefits of paying for a course like this in helping you achieve your goal?
I think accountability is really big. I think it's really important to have that upfront investment, because you're making a partnership. And basically how I felt about it was, what do we have to lose? You know, right at this moment, we are, you know, we don't have the framework. We don't have the tools. Mm-hmm. So what do we have to lose with trying this out and seeing it from a different perspective? And so I think it's an invaluable experience. And so far we've been able to, you know, pay off, I think 30 to 40% of our debt in just a really short period of time.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been really good, and that's, you know, been helpful, and we know it's just going to get better and better.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
I'm laughing because now both of our cats are fighting.
So in the last video we did on Sunday, Michael's dog hopped into the video screen and he barked the whole time. Now we've got cats playing. So would you say, would you agree or disagree that the credit card payoff course is worth $247?
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Definitely.
Okay.
I think so. I think you can't put a price on what the tools will give you to paying off the amount of money that you will save, and how much into the future you'll change so that you can make money work for you. Like I said, it's you can't put a price on it.
Yeah.
So I think
money work for you. I like that.
Yeah.
Just a really interesting thing yesterday where she said, you know, it's worth the price, because the amount of money that you're going to spend in an interest payment, or however much credit card debt you're going to do, that's just 1 month of your payment anyway. Yeah. So why not put it towards it so that you can, you know, get out of it faster?
Exactly. So. I was saying, I guarantee that you're looking at this, whoever's curious about this program is making at least $247 in interest payments per month. So it's one interest payment. Yeah. Like, just do it, and you're going to end up getting rid of that interest payment so quick. Yeah. So yeah.
Are you looking for a job as a salesperson? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. So it takes a lot of guts to come on here and expose yourself out in the public like this. So Dave and I want to thank you. We can't thank you enough, and especially since we asked for the beta group to help us polish the course. So they were integral in making us get rid of stuff that wasn't good or improve things that wasn't clear enough. And so we're thankful for Adriana and Rochelle's help for that as well. So what would be your response to someone who would say that they're thinking about taking the credit card payoff course, but they're a little bit hesitant? It's either too expensive or they're just not sure it's a fit for them.
I think that whatever that is, that you stop listening to your limiting belief. You know, because that's what you're listening to right now. You're listening to the the past voice in your head that is basically telling you that you're not good enough to have your debt paid off. So, you know, basically don't listen to that voice, because that's the reason you're in debt, and just take the course. It's going to help you forever. So yeah, it's worth it.
The tools help. Everything is really great. And I mean, the platform was super smooth, and I felt comfortable to talk, you know, which was something that I didn't feel comfortable before. So,
and you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you. Yes,
it never felt like it was a huge pressure. Whereas day to day, it sort of alleviated that pressure, which was really nice. It was really a really sort of a side benefit.
Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that. We appreciate it. Next time we're in San Francisco, we all have to get together.
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Drinks on us.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Thank you
very
so much. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for your cat for being patient. And we'll definitely be in touch. We thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Happy 2019, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take the course.